Hello everyone, today is Feb 20, 2026. Today we'll be doing the chart analysis of Nifty and a few other stocks. Okay, so let us begin with Nifty. So today it was a good day. It started at the very bottom of the day and ended somewhere in between. So it tried to go above the resistance from the declining parallel lines, from the declining trend lines. So it tried once, failed, tried again, failed. Now this has formed like a double top. So let me show you. So this is a double top. Okay, the implications of a double top would be a little bit of downside. So we can expect a downside until this area 25454 or maybe even below that. And let us look at the daily chart. I think that it could close this gap as well this time. If there are some more tensions in the US-Iran scenario, then it could even fall down to 25,100 around. Okay, so let us see how that goes. Now let us look at Bank Nifty. It was pretty good today. Covered at least half of the downside from yesterday. And this is an okay candle. I wouldn't see any problem here. Now let us look at some stocks which look good at this level. So this is a stock called VPRPL. Now here you can see a double top, a double bottom in formation. So this is one bottom and this is another bottom in the formation. Okay. Now you can take a position here with a very small stop loss. So let us see where the stop loss could be. So you can place a stop loss below this. So 42 around can be your stop loss on a closing basis though. So you can decide to close around 325. It is if it is around 42. Okay. Now the first level of resistance would be around 71, the second would be 78 and the third would be 88 or 89 and the fourth one would be this is not 49, it should be 149. Okay, so those are the few resistances on the way. So let us see how that goes, but these are the clear stop loss area. So I think it would be safe to take a position here. Okay, now let us look at the next stock, which is EASEMYTRIP. EASEMYTRip is at the very bottom and it has almost formed like a double bottom here. Like first is this one and the second is this one. So this one and this one. Okay, now this also has a very clear stop loss. So what you can do is below this green candle or the previous red candle, you can, the low of this would act like a stop loss. So if it goes below that, then you can just exit. Or if you want to have a tighter stop loss, then you can even have a stop loss below the low of this candle, which is below 7.96, which you can keep it around 7.75. So that would be your stop loss for EASEMYTRIP if you are very conservative. If you can take a little more risk, then the low of this would be like 6.77. So you can keep it around 6.5, so you can keep it around 6.25. So that could be your stop loss, 6.25. If you are okay with that much of that much of a stop loss, and if you are conservative, you can keep around 7.75. Okay, so that looks good. Dixon is on the way down, so I think it can close this gap in the coming days. So 10,358 approximately. The close of this would be 10,339. So that could be one of the supports. But let us see how that goes. It can even take a support at this area, 10,785. So we'll see in the coming days. Keynes, this looks like it is forming a bullish flag pattern. A bullish flag pattern would be like this, and a little bit of sideways chop before going up. Okay, so let me draw it here. This is like your flagpole, and this is where your price movement would happen in the consolidation, and then it can shoot up. Okay, so I would think that this is a bullish consolidation, and it could go up a little bit, at least until, let us say, 4,400 to 4,500 in the immediate term. Okay, gold and silver are not doing much, just going a little bit up and down, so we'll not talk about that. Hindustan Unilever, so it has bounced from the support, but I don't know how long it will go, and it is clearly forming like a rounding top pattern, so it could break someday from here. So the support zone would be 2250 to 2280, and you could keep a stop loss of 2220 on a closing basis. So let us see how that goes. Now let us talk about the IT index. That is very interesting. So before a few days I showed you that this is your bearish flag pattern. So the bearish flag pattern goes like this downwards, and then you will see some upward movement before it rolls over. Okay, so this is your bearish flag pattern. As you can see here, it has gone like this and a little bit of sideways chop, and then it has rolled over. Okay, the immediate support would be 3260. So a couple of 2-3 rupees less than what it is right now. So it is 35. So we are expecting 32.57 approximately. So that would be your support, and that would also be let us see. So that is 132, and there is one more support at 3480. Okay, so little bit lower than the current price. Let us see it in detail. Okay, so this is the head and shoulder pattern neckline. This one 34.75 approximately. Now if this gets broken, then we are in for a rough time. So let us draw this head and shoulder. It need not be very perfect. Sometimes it can be like this, where you can see like a double top, but the implication could be grim. So 30% down from this level. So if it breaks from here, then we could potentially see a 30% downside. 30% would be this much approximately, but this is very far. When it happens, we'll see. It still has this interim support at between around 32.75, 32.5 approximately. So first let us see if it bounces from there, and then if it falls from there, we'll see how long it goes. Now let us look at the chart of Tech Mahindra. So yesterday we saw that it could fall to the support, and it has done that exactly. It is almost at the support. This is your today's action. It has almost touched the support and a little bit of bounce. If you see, it has almost touched there and little bit of bounce from here. So now there are two possibilities here. Either it could chop around this area between the two lines, right? Or it could fall down from here. It could break down from this level. Okay, so these are the two lines that we have coming from a long time. Okay, so I would think that it could break, or it could even chop in between these two lines, the support and the resistance, until the price action becomes very narrow and then it rolls over. That is one possibility, and the other possibility is it can roll over right now, because IT is anyways not doing good, so there is a possibility that it could roll over. And if it does, then the first level of support would be around 1404, and then we could see a little bit more support around 1167. Now, why is this a support? Let me explain you a little bit here. So basically these are like pivot points where the price has reached and then reversed. So this will act as either a support or a resistance. If it is coming from above, then this would be a support. If it is coming from below, then it would be a resistance. Okay. Now the second one would be, you see this little chop here, some sideways movement, right? So this area, you can see some action happening. So this is the area where it might take some support. And then below that, if you could see some more such areas, this would be one of them. So it would be around 839, and one even below that. But this is pretty far-fetched, so we'll not worry about it too much. Let us see if it breaks from this line right now or not. If it breaks, the first support would be around 1400, the next would be around 1170. Okay, so let us see how that goes. Idea. This has run quite a bit, like from almost 620 to 1260. So almost 100% move. So I think this is due for a correction now. It has run up quite a bit. So this is where I would just exit my position, and I wouldn't wait until it falls here or even below that. I don't want to do that. I would want to book my profits, because nobody has gone broke by taking profits. You could go broke if your profit positions turn into loss-making positions, or even you make a bigger loss, so that can get you broke. But taking profits is always good, right? So, but this is just an educational video, so you do not have to take any positions that I say in this video, because you have to always consult your advisor who is SEBI-registered. I am not a SEBI-registered advisor or a research analyst. Okay, so that is the thing for today. If you want me to analyze any other stocks, feel free to put your stocks in the comments, and I'll try to include them in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.